Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Stickseeds. This is a channel that accompanies my blog, also called Stickseeds. And what I hope to do with this channel is to inspire and uplift through the gift of stories. And I know you may be thinking, who are you? Why would I want to listen to you? What do you have to offer that I can't get somewhere else? And so let me tell you a little bit about my experience. I knew as a young child that I wanted to be a writer. I've always loved stories. I've always been captivated by stories. I've always loved to retell stories. I'm not a fiction writer. That's my daughter's wheelhouse. I don't do great at making up stories, but I love to give voice to people's stories. So I got this love of storytelling, I think, from my childhood when my siblings and I used to beg to go visit our great aunt Wanda, who was called Aunt Flap, and she lived down the street from us. And even as like 9 or 10-year-old kids, we would we want to go see Aunt Flap. So my mom would let us walk through our backyard. We'd walk through Mr. Ritchie's yard with permission, a precious widower who we would love to visit with as well. We would go through his fence and go to my aunt's fence and run into her house and sit on the front porch with her, where she would just spin these yarns, these fabulous stories. And I know there's storytellers from all over the world who are fantastic, but there's just, to me, something about this art of the Southern story. And I think I learned that love from my aunt, and it inspired in me a desire to read fabulous authors like Harper Lee, Eudora Welty, Flannery O'Connor, William Faulkner. And I think what it is about these storytellers is that they inspired us to want to be better people. We would evaluate the world, but it also left within you a desire to be a better person. And so an honest look at the world around us. And right now we see so much negative, and in this time of quarantine there's a lot of scary. There's a lot of uncertainty. We see the best in people, but we can also see the worst in people. So I want this to be a place of inspiration where we look at faith and family, and for me as an educator, learning and education. And we share that content with you in ways that we hope are creative and inspiring. And so we want to put good, uplifting things up there. And more as when I was a kid, I loved Charles Perrault. He was one of my favorite journalists. CBS Sunday Morning was and is still my favorite television show because of the ability to take these ordinary people who were doing extraordinary things and to give voice to their story so that they could inspire others. And he inspired me to be a journalist. I went to journalism school. That was what my major was in college. And of course, as Robert Frost says in his poem, "The road not taken, way leads on to way," and I didn't stick with that. But in this quarantine time, I've been reimagining my dreams and what is it that I want to do and pursue. And you know, I think it's giving us all an opportunity to kind of stop and say, how do I want to proceed? I've been given this gift of time. What do I want to do with that gift? And for me, it's just taking this shot at telling stories on this channel. You may not ever watch, and that's okay, because I'm still having fun doing it. And my dream may be your nightmare. You don't have to watch, that's okay. But I just wanted to start a place where my daughter, who has these mad editing skills, and I can use our little camera and our voices and just find great stories and present those. So if you know of anyone who has a fabulous story, please let us know in the comments. And so some things that we would like to share. Our first series will be on anxiety. My daughter was diagnosed with anxiety, and you get to peek inside for what it's like firsthand for a child to grow up with anxiety. She's going to share with us what that's like for her and how she knew that that was the case and how we went about getting her diagnosis and what's happened since then. And it's a story of triumph. We do love to read, so book reviews, ACT tutor, how to improve your ACT score. It's just going to be kind of a potpourri and a hodgepodge. But what we really want to do is find fabulous stories and present them to you in creative ways. And hopefully you will be inspired by that in this time of uncertainty. So those are the things that we would love to do. We would love to have you come along with us and experience some of these things. So stay tuned for what's happening. And I know the one question that may be on your mind is, wait, why stick seeds? Like, what is a stick seed? And stick seeds are those little things that stick to your clothes when you walk through a meadow, which I'm sure many of us are meadow walking, I don't know, hiking, whatever naturey place you like to travel through. But there are these little things that stick to your clothes, and you carry them with you. So my blog was birthed a few years ago, and I'm terrible with names. My kids have great names, but I'm not good at naming other things. So one of my best friends helped me come up with this name, and he's a great writer and very creative. And he's like, "What about Stickseeds?" And I said, "What a great idea!" So my blog tagline is lessons I picked up on the path of learning as a homeschooling mom and as a wife and a mom and educator. And I know many of you are parents, many of you may not be, but I'm just like you. I'm just a mom who has this vision for this idea, and I also want to lose 10 pounds, and I also want my arms to stop waving when I stop waving. I want to feed my kids healthy food, and I want to inspire. I want to live my life in a way that gives God glory, and so that's something that I hope to do with this channel. So we hope to have a lot of fun with it, and hope that you will tune in and join us on this journey. So welcome, and God bless.